Yo, welcome back to another stream, guys. Welcome. How we all doing, man? On this Saturday evening, time to build momentum. We got the tunes blasting. Yes. How we doing, man? Yes, Anthony. I'll come to you super chat in just a minute, bro. Thanks a lot. Who we got in the stream then tonight? We have Jack Cambrook, Anthony, Depo Doltz, Alec Johnson, Mario Lazuli, Chrome Abyss, Sam Martin, VT, Dan Trollis, Anthony Gaiman, as I said, Declan, Richard, yes, Des Doyle, Landon, Zohib, Marshy Boy, Hariko, Otis, Jarhead, VT, Moody, Alec Johnson, Elia, Phil Foden, Max OJ, Elia, City 10, Narimine, Chadley Links, Alec Johnson, we got Otis Barrett, yes, Zakig, we got Gway Boy, yes, Landon, Phil Foden, Ryan Mubodo, Fatine, Xylem, Peyton, yes, how we doing, guys? Hopefully you're all well on this Saturday evening. Boom. Yeah, we're going to do the Chelsea preview, man. We're going to do the Chelsea preview, loads to talk about. I think we should have some quotes coming out soon as well, at 10:30, which is interesting if we can get that done. Yes, Ollie B, how you doing, bro? Varad, yes, Sai, Nick, yeah, loads of you guys in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us on this Saturday evening. Hope you all had a good weekend so far. Make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already. Big up to the guys at Manscaped for sponsoring today's stream. You can get 20% off your order and free international shipping when you go to manscaped.com and use code XTRA20. That's XTRA20 at checkout. I'll play the ad in a little while. Anti Gaming straight in there with $10 donation. Says we can get a LB, not me, but a left back in January, but play at Real Madrid. Mendy, doesn't matter how old he is, we can still go get him. Yeah, he's won a Champions League. He'll be perfect for our team. Yeah, obviously we've seen that today. Some links with Manchester City to Ferland Mendy at Real Madrid. That's an interesting one. We'll have to see how that develops. Obviously, City really do need to be going in for a left back in the summer. I think it's getting to the point now where it's beyond a joke. Yes, Sam. How you doing, bro? Thank you for rejoining the Xtra Club. Appreciate the support on that, brother. Anyone else wants to join the Xtra Club, link is in the description. Get yourself in like Sam and the rest of the guys in the chat. But yeah, obviously FA Cup tomorrow. Obviously there's been a lot of results today. A couple of interesting ones. Liverpool just drawn. Did anyone see the reason why Wolves' third goal got disallowed? Because I didn't actually see what the reason was. Apparently it was offside, but I mean, I only seen one replay. I didn't see what offside it was, so maybe someone in the chat can... It should have stood, said Anthony. Corner taker was offside. Nunes from the corner. Nunes was apparently offside, but Had says it wasn't offside. It was so stupid. Like I said, I only saw one replay, so I didn't know what was going on. Do you know what I mean? So, and then I went on Twitter and everyone was like, "Why was that giving us offside? It wasn't offside." Corner taker was offside, but no camera angle, so VAR went with on-field decision. I'll have to check it out later, but I don't know. Like I say, I only seen one replay of it, and then that was it. I didn't see any more, so that's why I can't really give you a cast iron. That's why I'm asking you basically, because I don't know what happened. Interesting though. Some more results as well. Huge. I think this is a huge one. Sheffield Wednesday beat Newcastle United in the FA Cup third round. Newcastle United are out, third place in the Premier League. They're out of the FA Cup. I think that's quite big, you know. I think that's quite big because they're obviously a decent side. Obviously, United won yesterday, beating Everton 3-1. Everton just in such poor form right now. It's pretty mad. Vincent Kompany's Burnley beat Bournemouth 4-2 down at the Vitality Stadium. Nottingham Forest, are they focusing on the Premier League? They got beat 4-1 away at Blackpool today, so that's a bit of a madness. Anything else happening? Southampton got a 2-1 win against Crystal Palace. That's decent for Southampton. They've really struggled for form this season. Maybe that can start something for them. Brighton and Hove Albion 5-1. 5-1 against Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough put out a full-strength squad there. Michael Carrick, the manager of Middlesbrough, of course, put out a full-strength squad. 5-1 win there for Brighton. They are in hot form. They are a really, really good side, Brighton. So they're absolutely slamming it. Fair dues to them. Sheffield United through there as well. We played them in an FA Cup game many, many years ago. You might remember a balloon gate. West Ham finally got a win against Brentford, which is a good win for them. Ben Rama getting a 79th minute win, knocking Brentford out there. So quite an interesting day. Quite a lot of replays as well. There's quite a few draws. Obviously, Liverpool could have a replay. That doesn't help their quest for top four. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see who goes through on these replays, and obviously the next draw, which I assume would be tomorrow. FA Cup fourth round draw. Let's have a look when the draw date is. I mean, assume it's tomorrow. I mean, the FA Cup website is now down, which is great. I mean, why is it down? When is the FA Cup fourth round draw? Sunday. Oh, just before the draw is going to be before the City game. Okay, interesting. So according to this news article, the draw will get underway just before Chelsea's trip to the Etihad. So we'll find out who we're going to get in the fourth round before the match. Obviously, if we beat Chelsea. Anthony Gaming with another $5. Yes, bro. Says he'll be perfect for January. We can play over the odds to get him. I like Ferland Mendy, bro. I like Ferland Mendy, but you know, sometimes you just don't think a transfer is going to happen. I look at that, bro, and I go, that ain't happening. I'm just going to put this on a little bit. Hopefully that's not too loud for you. Let me know if that's too loud. I'll turn it down a bit, innit, boys? I like having the tunes in my ears, you know what I mean, when I'm talking. Especially on a solo stream. It's chilling. Yes, Kira. How you doing, bro? Klopp the flop. Not having a good time, are they? Not having a good time. Why are Real Madrid just letting him go through? Go though. I don't know. I think he's decent. I think he's alright. I think he's okay. Is it too loud? Yeah, I need to turn it down a little bit. There we go. I'll turn it down there, J-Don. Right, let's have a look at what's going on there. We've got some comments from Pep Guardiola, some comments about, obviously, the game ahead of tomorrow. We've got some comments about Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips is on the thumbnail. Big question marks. Is Calvin Phillips going to be starting tomorrow's game against Chelsea at the Etihad in the FA Cup? Very, very interesting. This is what Pep Guardiola had to say. He said this about Calvin Phillips. He said, I had the feeling last week that he's back. It will maybe be a good lesson for him in the future. I have the feeling that that a football player has to be for 12 months perfect. Even in the holidays, you have to be perfect. You can enjoy it. You can do whatever you want, but you have to be ready because this level is so demanding. You have to play every 3 days. You have to be fit. And when you're not fit, nothing. And the last week or days, he's improved his level. In the Carabao Cup quarter-final against Southampton, he's going to play. And Sunday against Chelsea, we will see. So this is very, very interesting. Is Calvin Phillips going to start tomorrow? Rodri's obviously played a lot of football this season for us. He's obviously played for Spain in the World Cup at centre-back as well. Calvin Phillips hasn't played anything. Is Calvin Phillips fit enough to start the game tomorrow? Now, Pep Guardiola's already said he's going to play against Southampton. Is he going to be fit enough to play tomorrow? This is the big one for me. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. I've got to say, I know it was only 10 minutes. He got subbed on the 85th minute or whatever, and he had another 5 minutes of injury time. I thought he looked really, really good. I thought he looked really good against Chelsea. Granted, he didn't do that much. He was only on for a short period of time, but the period that he was on, I thought he was decent, you know. I thought he done decent. For me, obviously, it is difficult because we don't really know the fitness levels. Is he fit? Is he not fit? Like, no one really knows. No one can sit here and say, we know for sure how fit he is. I would like to play him for 50, 60 minutes tomorrow, so I can rest Rodri, and then you can put Rodri on for the last 35 minutes. You can put Gundogan in the 6. You can do whatever. I would really like, if it's possible. Obviously, I don't know his fitness levels. I don't know if he's able to play 60 minutes tomorrow. But if there's any chance of him playing 60 minutes tomorrow, I'd love him to play. Yeah, I'm gonna do the team lineup, Lazuli. We'll do the starting 11. So what are you saying, guys? Should we start Phillips tomorrow? Is it too soon? I mean, Pep said he's going to start against Southampton, which is arguably a bigger game because it's the quarterfinals. They're running the third round of the FA Cup. I mean, it's the first round that we go in. I would, if possible, if he's fit enough, I'd love to start him and see what he's about. And like I say, I thought he done all right. He come off the bench for 10 minutes against Chelsea in the Premier League. I thought he did okay. I thought he done good. So let's see what he's about. 45 minutes for Phillips, says Kira. Charlotte says yes. Hariko said we have to start Phillips, but I don't think he's Man City standards right now. Are you saying he's not Man City standards right now because of his fitness? Or do you just think he's not Man City standards at all? Yeah, Kev, Haaland and Rodri could do with a rest the next 2 games, in my opinion. Well, we'll come on to Haaland and that in a minute because I want to speak about Alvarez. Midfielder Phillips, Bernardo and Foden, says Jack Conbrook. You want Foden in the mid, bro. You know how to get in my good books, Jack. I love the sound of that. It's interesting, isn't it? Because, you know, you look at Phillips this season, and obviously he's hardly played any minutes for us at all. Let me get his stats up here. Right, Calvin Phillips' stats this season. He's played for City this season. He's played officially 5 minutes. Now, he did actually play a little bit longer in that Chelsea game because he come on with 5 minutes and there was another 5 minutes. So he's probably played about 14 minutes of Premier League football. He played 2 games. He played 4 games in June, but this was before his injury. This is for England, but that was before his injury, so that's a bit dead. Played 40 minutes before he went to the World Cup when we played against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. He didn't play so his last proper minutes, 40 minutes, was on the 9th of November. It's almost 2 months away. That's actually wild when you think about it. It's actually the last time he probably played any significant minutes, 40, which still really isn't that significant if you think about it because it's still less than a half, but that was the last time he played any sort of significant minutes. 40 minutes on the 9th of November against Chelsea. It's literally almost to the day. 2 months. Heavy. It's very, very, very heavy. Professionally, with a 5 says we're probably going to get another Pep Madness. Give Pep a steamy night so he doesn't get any more ideas. It probably is going to be another Pep Madness. I agree. I think it is. I think it's going to be a madness. What are you guys saying in the chat then? Play Phillips with Gundogan and we're safe. Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of debate about whether you should play Gundogan or Bernardo Silva. Yo, City for life! What an absolute goat, man. Welcome to the Xtra Club. Thank you very much for joining and helping support the channel, bro. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Xtra Club. Anyone else wants to join City for life and the rest of the guys in the chat, the link is in the description, man. Big up to City for life for joining the Xtra Club. Appreciate you. LB, you seen the academy side smashing up teams, specifically the EDS? Yeah, bro, I see it. Ain't no news to me, that. That ain't no special news. The players we have in the academy, standard driller, you know what I mean? Borges driller, Mabude driller, Oscar Bob driller. Like, you got to understand, the players that we have in this academy are top notch. I think in the summer, I've already said this, I think in the summer, there's a very, very good chance Carlos Borges leaves. leaves, and so does Mabude. Because the reason I say that is because if you're a football club around Europe, you'd be dumb not to bid for him, both of them, because they're very, very good, and you could probably get them for 8 million apiece. And that is great value, and they'd probably want to take the deal because then they could go and play first team competitive football, and City will be like, yeah, 8 million for a guy who's never played for our first team. I think so. It's very, very sad because Borges and Mabude, very special talents. Very, very special, but it's very, very difficult to break into this first team side, man. It's very, very difficult. I feel like the only way you're going to get into the first team side as an academy player is if we just get like pure injuries. You know what I mean? Like Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis didn't get into this first team squad because Pep seen him in training and thought, you're sick. He got in because Kyle Walker's injured. That's the truth. And then now everyone's like, oh my God, he's sick. Now we can carry on. Boom. That's how he's got in. That's what Borges needs. That's what Mabu did. That's what these players need. They need a little bit of a lucky break, and that lucky break is an injury to the first team player, and they can come in. Peyton, member for 10, says yes. Are you trolling here, bro? He says Gomez, Akanji, Laporte, Lewis, Bernardo, Gundo, Phillips, Palmer, Alvarez, and Grealish to start tomorrow. Mark my words. Love you and JP. Yes, bro. Love you too, bro. But that team, I don't love that team, bro. I do not see Gomez playing tomorrow, mate. I think Gomez is done, man. Honestly, I'd be very shocked to see him start another match for City. That's how much I think the confidence is just eroded already. I don't hate Gomez, Sayan. I don't hate him. But I look at the facts. He can't defend, and Pep Guardiola, in my opinion, has lost all faith in him. And I don't think he had a lot of faith to start. That's my opinion. Alexander Robertson, what a youngster in the academy. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen him a bit. He looks very, very comfortable on the ball. He looks like a pure Pep player. Ferg FIFA with a $3 donation says, mother-in-law texted my girlfriend asking why I say Wegsbury. Mother-in-law texted my girlfriend asking why I say Wegsbury. That's the funniest, man. That is a funny super chat, bro. I apologise in advance for any distress we may be causing to your love life. Our family life. You know what I mean? Maybe your mother-in-law's getting stressed out as well. I don't know. That's pretty funny, man. You know what's quite funny, actually? We do get quite a lot of people say, like, oh, I started talking like you used to now. You know what I mean? It must be infectious. It must be infectious. Wegsbury. It's time for an ice cold shower. What? I don't think it's a shower, Bray. I think we'd get banned off YouTube if we did that. That's funny. Should we do a little predicted 11? We should be getting some. What's it called? Press conference comments in 9 minutes time. So whilst we've got 9 minutes to kill, why don't we do a little predicted started 11? I think that's pretty cool. Let's start in goal then, obviously. I do think Ortega's going to play tomorrow. Ortega, you know, we've seen him a lot this season already in various football matches. I like it in the look of Ortega, mate. I think he looks decent. I think he's the best backup keeper we've had for a very, very long time in terms of just what he can offer us. And I'm very, very happy with the signing. I genuinely believe that I think he's making Ederson a better player. I think Ederson this season has been better than he has in previous years as well. And I think that's partly down to Ortega because he's got a little bit of pressure on him now. I mean, I'm seeing people in the chat, you guys, I'm seeing people on Twitter saying, people are confident that if Ederson got injured in a Premier League game, they'd be confident in Ortega. We've not had that for a long time. So I think Ortega starts tomorrow. The big question then is, what do you do in defence? Now, we're not predicting what Pep's going to do. It's our starting 11, not Pep's, yeah? So this is like FIFA mode. This is what we would do if we was the manager, yeah? So, obviously, we're going to be playing a back four, not like some mad inverted fullback. For me, Ollie, I disagree. I disagree on Rico. I think you need to be getting Kyle Walker up to speed, and I think you need to be looking to get Kyle Walker some proper match fitness. And the way you do that is by playing in minutes. Now, because Rico Lewis come on and saved the day, I actually think that you need to play Kyle Walker in this game. I do. I really do. I think you should play Kyle Walker in this and rest Rico Lewis. As bizarre as that sounds, I think you rest Rico Lewis in this one, and I think you go Kyle Walker in this one. So I'm going to go Kyle Walker at right back, not Rico Lewis. Purely because I need Walker to get some more minutes. I agree, Craig. Craig says the system was the problem, not Walker and Cancelo. I agree. I do think that Walker wasn't match fit at all. He didn't look match fit. But the way that you get him match fit is by playing in minutes. That's how you got to do it. So for me, I've got to put Kyle Walker in there. I know that will disappoint a lot of people who are backing for Rico Lewis, but it's no slight on Rico Lewis. This is pure long-term preparation for the season. So I go Kyle Walker at right back. I go John Stones. I go Laporte. Laporte's back in training. He's back now, and I want to go see Walker, Stones, Laporte. Yeah. Left back is an interesting one. Do we go Cancelo or do you go Ake? For me, I think I go Cancelo. Played obviously against Chelsea. Was playing right wing. I felt a little bit tight on the guy. Do you know what I mean? Because he was playing in a position that he couldn't play that position, could he? You know what I mean? There was a discussion on this channel a few months ago about whether or not Cancelo could play right wing. And I can't lie, maybe I might have gassed him up and said, yeah, he can do it, he's right-footed. I don't think it's that simple, is it? He didn't have a great game. So I put him at left-back, and that's the back four I would go. I think that's super strong. Super strong. You're getting more minutes for Cancelo, you're getting more minutes for Walker. John Stones can continue his brilliant form, and you can get Laporte some minutes back from his little slight back injury or whatever. Midfield, interesting. For me, yeah. I think I full send Phillips. I think I play him. And I don't care people say, oh, LB's not played hardly any games. I'm not actually being funny. He's not actually been injured now for over 2 months. He's not actually been injured now for over 2 months. You know what I mean? He's been with England over the World Cup. He played 40 minutes against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. He come on for 10 minutes against Chelsea in the Premier League. I think it's about time this guy puts a shift in. I need to get at least an hour for him. You know what I mean? I need to get that transfer fee per minutes down. You know what I mean? Right now it's about 15 million per minute, his current rate. So we need to get that down. So I'd get him on. I'd start him. I wouldn't play him for the full game. I don't want to give him 50, 60 minutes, something like that. But I think you need to get him in. What you do after that, who you sub him on for, whether it's Rodri, Gundogan, whoever, I don't know. But I think I start him. I think he can do 60 minutes. I think he can do 50 minutes. Like I say, he's not actually been injured now for over 2 months. Do you know what I mean? So he really needs to be putting a shift in here. We need to take the pressure off Rodri. And I think Rodri could really benefit with a rest here. I do. So yeah, I play Calvin Phillips in the CDM position. Right, this is where it starts to get... I'm pretty sure I've said this in every position, yeah, but I think this is where it gets really interesting. Because Kevin De Bruyne needs a rest, guys. He needs a rest, man. Nobody can tell me he doesn't need a rest. He needs a rest. Guy's blowing, you know. He's 31 years old. He's had a few injuries over the last couple of years. He's played 90 minutes in all the recent games. But is this the game to rest him? I just want to win the match. I want to win the match, and I don't want to rest him and go and lose and then go, you know what? If we would have played him, we probably wouldn't have lost. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Evan, I know, need Kev. I know we need him. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to do a poll. I ain't deciding this. I'm not being the guy who jinxes it. Do you rest? Whoa, I mean caps there. Do you rest KDB? Right, chat. There's a poll in the chat right there. Let me know what you think. Do we rest Kevin De Bruyne or nah? Sir Alan says, need to play all the lads who have not played. So I guess then, by that super chat, Alan, you saying that you're going to rest Kevin De Bruyne then, because he's played pretty much every single game for a very long time. He needs a rest, but I want to play him because I want to win the game. But do we need to play him? This is the thing. Do we need to play Kev? Are we good enough to win without Kev? I mean, if we didn't play, let's just for 1 second say we don't play Kevin De Bruyne. Let's say we rest Kevin De Bruyne and save him for Southampton, which is arguably a more important game because it's the quarter-final, so you're closer to a trophy. Who would you play in midfield? Who would you play in midfield if you rested Kevin De Bruyne? Gundogan and Bernardo? Grealish? Foden? Cole Palmer? Mahrez? Oscar Bob? 86% of people in the chat say we should rest Kevin De Bruyne. Very, very, very interesting. A lot of people say Grealish, man. A lot of people are saying Grealish. I do a polig on this one again. Right, so who we got here? Right, so first option as Cam. So you've got Gundo, Bernardo. I mean, Gundo, it's kind of difficult to do a poll on this one because Gundo or Bernardo, one of them is going to play, innit? Right, so how do I do a poll here? Help me out, chat. How do I do a poll on this? What question should I put in the chat here? In the poll? Pair them up. Are you mad, voiceless? I've had 5 Peronis, bro. I can't do that. Quotes out, quotes out. Should we take a little temporary break? We got some quotes. Pep Guardiola said this: "It's better for us to face Chelsea at home with our fans after a victory. That's much better, definitely. We'll see. It could be a very different game. Maybe Graham Potter changes the shape. I don't know." I'll keep my eye out for further quotes. This poll, I can't do the poll. I'm gonna have to back out this poll. I can't do it. It's too hard. Right, I got some super chats coming in. Let's have a look. We'll have to. I think we could struggle on this midfield because I'm seeing a lot of different names. Perone, I get Perone in. Dave Rocker, yes, with a 5 says, "Don't you think Rodri has to start? Because versus Southampton, Phillips will definitely start. So I think Rodri will start. Maybe a double pivot, Rodri and Phillips." I don't know. Do we start? Do I think Rodri has to start? I don't think he has to start. Because ultimately, if he doesn't play tomorrow, he's gonna have a week off. So it's not like he has to play. I think he can have a week off. And Phillips, if Phillips does start tomorrow, Dave, he's not gonna play the full 90 minutes anyway. So Rodri would probably come on as a sub anyway. Could you see double pivot? Well, that's very interesting because as you know, Dave, I know you've been in the streams for long enough to back what I'm saying. I've said for a long time that it would not surprise me if in the later rounds of the Champions League you saw a double pivot with Calvin Phillips and Rodri. I would not be surprised to see that in the later rounds of the Champions League. So maybe you could see it. I think that would be a lot more solid. It will be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow in that CDM position. Clearly Pep right now isn't quite sure whether Phillips is fit because he's saying he's going to play against Southampton, but he's not sure about Chelsea. It'll be interesting. Sir Alan, yes, with another super chat, says, "I will take the hit if we lose. I love the Premier League. I love the Premier League. IL and Premier League is the focus." Does that mean Champions League? Champions League and Premier League is the focus this season. Okay, yeah. I guess it's that thing because Southampton is a quarter-final and this is a third-round game. Maybe a lot of people are focusing more on the Southampton game just because we're closer to the trophy. Professional leader with a 5 says, "Rest KDB, put Grealish in. KDB just hasn't been good with his passes and has been sloppy all round. He has been a bit sloppy recently." I agree with that. Aidan Jones with a 5 says, "My father passed away in June. I just want to say, watching you guys every day always keeps me happy on something me and my dad both love. Thanks, guys." Appreciate the comment, bro. Very, very sorry for your loss, man. And yeah, man, stay strong. Glad that the streams are helping, bro. On a real. Always hit our DMs, man. Anyone struggling, come on Twitter, hit our DMs, bro. You know what I mean? People always hitting our DMs, man. They're having a bad time, come to the DMs on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Get some Geordie Party, LB love. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Stick together. Yeah. Right. Let's go back to that midfield then, because we're stuck. We're stuck here, Blues. We're stuck. I'm starting Phillips tomorrow. I don't care. I'm starting Phillips. I'm not starting Rodri, Dave. But I'm saying to Rodri, you can play in 30 minutes at the end of this match. What do I do now then in that sort of 8 role? Gundogan and Bernardo is probably the easy option, isn't it? Gundogan and Bernardo is the easy option. But you know what I really want to see? I want to see Phil Foden, man, in that attacking midfield position. I want to see it. I'd love to see Foden as produce. You know what? This is my predicted 11. This is my 11. So I'm going to put Phil Foden in the middle. I know this is completely ridiculous and stupid because that's not going to happen, right? So I accept this. This is cloud cuckoo land, yeah? I accept it. But this team that I'm going through now, this is my team. So I'm going to go put Phil Foden in the middle. I'm going to put him in there with Bernardo Silva. I think that's a pure, energetic midfield. I love it. Right wing, I'm going to go Riyad Mahrez, because he's in hot form. Striker, Alvarez. But I want to say Haaland, but I'm going to have to play Alvarez at some point. I can't just never play Alvarez. And then I'll play Jack Grealish left wing. I know that's a Grealish-Mahrez combination and everyone hates it, but that's what I'm going to do. That's a bit stinky team. That's a pure stinky team. I bet you all hate that team, don't you? Where's Palmer? I don't know, man. It's tricky. This is a huge game, man. This is a difficult team. We're playing Chelsea. I know they're pretty rubbish at the moment, right? But I seriously want to win. The reason that I seriously want to win, not just because I want to win every single football match, right? But we need to build momentum. We just beat Chelsea, right? We had a shit result against Everton, drawn 1-1. Yeah, we beat Chelsea in a must-win game. Got the job done. It wasn't pretty, but we got the job done. If we get knocked out tomorrow, I just feel like everyone will just be like, ugh, something ain't right. Whereas I feel like if we go for it and get the win, that's 2 wins in a row, beating Chelsea twice in a row. You know, I mean, I know Chelsea are rubbish at the moment, but that's really, really good. You're then you're into the 4th round of the FA Cup. You got Southampton in the quarterfinals. You got Derby weekend coming up around the corner. I just feel like the whole morale around the football club, the players, the fans, everyone will just be like, come on, let's go and do it this month. I just don't want anything to let slip. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's my team. The problem is, I really want to start Haaland, but I have to accept that I can't play Haaland every game. That's just dumb. That's not something that I can do. I can't play Haaland every single game. So I'm going to play Alvarez up top, Haaland on the bench, reinforcements if needed, Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. Imagine that. Imagine that. Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland all on the bench. Not bad. Certainly not bad. I think you might be able to play Haaland and Alvarez together against Southampton. I think you could do that. I think you could play them both against Southampton away in that cup game, and I think you'd be fine. Dave Rocky with another super chat. Yes, bro. Says, just a reminder, if we draw tomorrow, then a replay will be played. Nah, thanks, please. We already have a busy period ahead. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. We get let me check the date of the 3rd round replay. Let me check the dates. Let's have a look. What are the dates? What are the dates? What are the dates? What are the dates? Replay. Where are the dates, mate? You're not going to tell me the date now? Yeah, they're replays, but you just don't want to tell me the dates. Mint. I absolutely love that. Do you know what I mean? How am I meant to know when the dates are then? FA Cup, third round, replay, dates. Yeah, what are these guys saying? The replays be held January 16th and will week commencing January the 16th and is expected to be played either Tuesday or Wednesday, January 17th, January 18th, and we have Tottenham. So Tottenham game would be rearranged, I would assume. Unless we... Surely we're not going to play United on the Saturday, Chelsea on the Tuesday, Tottenham on the Thursday, Wolves on the Sunday. Like Sunday night thing. Surely the Tottenham game would be rearranged. Google fell off. It did, Bobby. I told you all Google fell off, man. Y'all didn't believe me, innit? Yeah, we need to make sure we're not in a replay tomorrow. We need to get that job done, and that's why for me, I need to be putting out a strong team tomorrow. Would you start Calvin Phillips though tomorrow? That is a very, very, very big question. We've got a load of quotes coming through now from Pep Guardiola from his press conference, guys. Before I go through that, I want to say a massive shout out to the guys at Manscaped. They've sponsored today's stream. You know what time it is, guys. Hit it up, yeah. Let's get the vegetables. Let's get the fruit. Let's get it spammed in the chat. Let's go. 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping. For international shipping, ain't no lie, ain't no joke, it's the truth. Right, let me go through these quotes for you then, guys. I've not seen these either, so this is going to be interesting. Let's see what Pep Guardiola has to say. This is what he has to say. He goes like this. Nobody talks about Nathan Ake, and right now he's playing beyond our expectations as a left-back. As a defender, how good he defends, all the actions with the ball are very clever. These types of players help to make the others bright, like Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland. I always pay attention to these type of things. Nathan Ake has had a great season so far for Manchester City. I do think he had a stinker against Liverpool. I can't lie. I'm not going to cover it up. I'm just going to say it how it is. Other than that, I think he's had a really strong season. Now, question is, just a little one for the chat, yeah? Let's not go too deep on this. But, other than Erling Haaland, who is our player of the season so far? Could it be Nathan Ake? Could it be Nathan Ake? Who is it? Mahrez, says Evan. I don't think you're going to get many votes on that, brother. It's not Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis has only played 4 games all season, lad. It's not Rico Lewis, man. Rodri, KDB. No, it's not Akanji, Ollie B. It's not Akanji at all, bro. Stones there. Says Black Winter. It's Stones 100%. Stones is up there. Stones is certainly up there with Ake, I think. Mahrez, Bray. I think Mahrez has been good this season, but He didn't really play that much at the beginning, so I think that because of that, he might not be get it. He might not be get it. What English that was. Weghorst to Man United on loan. What are they doing, man? What are they doing? A lot of people for Stones. Few Rodri's in there as well. Interesting. Yeah, I will do a poll actually. While I do the poll, Grealish. Wash your mouth out, Craig. Player of the season, ex Haaland, yeah? Ake, Stones, Rodri. I'm going to put KDB in there because KDB's got like mad assists. Right, the poll is live in the chat. While you guys have a vote on that, let me continue with some more quotes. Pep Guardiola said this about John Stones. He said, he had an incredible World Cup. One of the first signings when I joined Manchester City. When he goes well, he's happy, he's stable. Wow, what a player. Ups and downs, he's had injuries, but this is part of the process to realise what he needs to be consistent. John Stones, for me, in my opinion, chat, is our best centre-back in terms of all-round. I think he's got everything. I think he's got the full package. I look at Diaz, not the best on the ball, doesn't really bring the ball out very well, and, you know, his passing isn't as good as John Stones on the port. Akanji, in the air poor, still a little bit to be working out what's going on with him. He's still pretty fresh. Ake, not good enough on the ball going forward, and he's passing. Laporte is very, very close. I do think our best centre-back now is between John Stones and Laporte, but for me, what I really, really, really love about John Stones is when he carries the ball out, mate, like Beckenbauer. There's a reason that they call him that, man. When he brings the ball, people don't understand how important that can be, bringing the ball out. He gets the ball, right, with no press, and he'll drive into midfield. What will then happen is an opposition midfielder will then have to close him down, which then relieves space for someone like a Kev, Gundogan, Bernardo, who's ever in the middle. I just think he's so good. Vastly underrated around the world. I think he's one of the top centre-backs right now. And I think if he'd not had the injuries that he's had throughout his career, I think he potentially could have been the best centre-back in world football. I genuinely believe that. I'm not saying that for cap, I genuinely believe that. And right now, I would say he's probably top 5 centre-backs in world football. More quotes. Calvin Phillips, Pep Guardiola said this. He said, Calvin Phillips last season at Leeds, for a long part of the season, he was injured. He came, then he couldn't train, he struggled. He had the operation with his shoulder. He fought to go to the World Cup. He got it, and that's why it was a long period without playing. In the middle of the competition, he needs rhythm and to understand the concepts. As quick as possible, we need him. Look what happened to Rodri with the cramp versus Chelsea. He needs rest, and we need players like Calvin. We will try to fix it. I've said this all season, man. You know what I mean? Calvin Phillips will be required massively during this campaign. Massively. And realistically, now is like almost a perfect time. Because Rodri's getting this cramp. You know what I mean? He's played a lot of football, Rodri. He's played all season because Phillips has been injured. He then went to the World Cup and played the full World Cup. He's come back and he's playing straight away because Phillips is still not here. We need Phillips now. In fact, we needed him yesterday, man. That's how bad we need him. Because otherwise, Rodri's going to pick up an injury. So this is the question. Will Phillips start the game tomorrow, or will he be brought on as a sub? Pep Guardiola confirming that he will play against Southampton. Will he play tomorrow against Chelsea is the big question. Chat have said player of the season, excluding Haaland, John Stones wins it with 38%. KDB in second, 24%. Rodri in third, 21%. And Ake, 16%. Wow, okay. Okay. Interesting. I already read that quote out there. Yeah, Pep Guardiola said this on Chelsea. He says, in the last match, Jorginho wasn't there. Mason Mount wasn't there. We were able to win 4 Carabao Cups in a row because every competition is important. Of course, the FA Cup is important, but now it's rest, recovery, and prepare with fresh legs. Prepare with fresh legs. what we're saying there then? Are we saying that he's gonna? Is he saying that the fresh legs are gonna be the City players? In terms of we're just gonna rest them in these yesterday and today, and we've not done much of a training, or are we gonna see a completely different side to the one that played the Premier League game? How are we interpreting that comment? Rotation, says Osmodus. You think rotation? Benno says rotation. Craig says fresh legs is a day off. Okay. Joel says Palmer probably in. Defo Palmer. Foden and Alvarez says IP Trust. Rotation. A lot of people saying, do you think it's going to be full rotation, Driller? Well, let me get the team up then. Who played the last game? What day did we play? Thursday. I can't believe we only played Thursday. We're playing again tomorrow. It's crazy, isn't it? So, Edison played. So, Edison won't play. It'll be Ortega. Kyle Walker played 45 minutes. I think Kyle Walker will play tomorrow. John Stowe played the full 90 minutes. But Diaz is still injured. Akanji's not injured. And Akanji only played 40 minutes or so. So, Akanji could start. But we need at least Stones or Laporte to play. Ake, could he be rested? I think Ake could be rested because I do think you'll see Cancelo at left back. Rodri, will he be rested? I think, based on the fact that Rodri had cramp and Phillips is here, I think he'll play Phillips, even if it's just for one half. I think he'll play him. Midfield, Bernardo only played 60 minutes. Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan played the full 90 minutes, so I would expect to see Bernardo Silva. See, people saying don't play Mahrez, play Palmer, but Mahrez only played, what, 20 minutes? So maybe he will play Mahrez. Phil Foden played, what, again, played about 55, 60 minutes, so maybe Phil Foden could be in with a play. Haaland played the full 90, Alvarez will probably start. I think the team lineup tomorrow is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. Professional, yes, with a 5. Says, I think Rico Lewis should be starting more often. Rico Lewis has been phenomenal with John Stones. He's been massive against the top teams. He has, I agree. But tomorrow, I play with Kyle Walker because I need Kyle Walker's fitness levels to go up. Graham Rogers, don't worry about it, bro. I agree. Does anyone else agree with this? I agree, right? And it's one of these, I don't really like bringing it up because I know people are so, and me too. People love Phil Foden so much because he's a City fan. He come through the academy, right? So, I feel like people don't like to hear criticism about him. But I'm a criticising because I genuinely don't believe he's playing very well at the moment. I don't think he's played well for a very long time. I think the last time he played well was Man United. Genuinely. I know he's got goals and assists in a couple of games since then, but I think the last time he played well for me was United. I don't think he's been good since then. And I don't know what it is. I have no idea what the issue is. He looks like he's a bit slow at the moment. Do you know when Phil Foden, what's good about Phil Foden? He's so technically gifted. He's so quick on the ball. Boom, boom, boom. Gets the ball, makes something happen. I just feel like every time he gets the ball at the moment, he just gets it and goes, there you go, Ake. I'm like, nah, Phil. Do something, like take a man on. I always feel like, sometimes it stresses me out, man, because sometimes I'm just like, I can't be asked criticising this guy because people in the chat will just be like, nah, he's doing good. But I don't think he is doing good, you know what I mean? I don't think he is doing good. Maybe he's spell on the right-hand side. Obviously, we went through his stats the other day. This season, his stats on the right-hand side are a lot better. He's played 4 matches on the right-hand side and scored 5 goals in 4 games. On the left side, he's played 15 and scored 3. Do you know what I mean? So could you play him right wing tomorrow? Maybe it's something just being on the left ain't working for him at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Maybe stick him out on that right-hand side, see if he improves. But you know what I think, guys? I think he needs to be put in the middle. I think he's a midfielder for me. Seen him in the academy. He's a midfielder. He's a midfielder all day long. I'd love to see him in that midfield. Let's see what he can do in that midfield. FA Cup, it's the 3rd round. If we get knocked out, okay, it's not great, but it's the 3rd round. Ain't the worst thing in the world. Let's Let's see what he can do in the middle. Put him in the middle. In that midfield and see what he can do. That's where he grew up. That's where he grew up playing. Professional did it with a 5. So Stones and Rico are a very good pairing. We need to see more of it because they've been massively important in our defence. I do think they're a good pairing. The problem is if you play Rico in that inverted position, Professional did it. What I don't like Stones on that right-hand side because I think you lose a lot of what he's good at. Because he's just out on the right. So he doesn't drive forward. He doesn't make them defence-splitting passes. Whereas we played Chelsea in the Premier League, and especially in the first half when he was playing central, he was absolutely fantastic on the ball. You don't get that when he's out on the right-hand side. You lose it. That's one of my issues. Pep Guardiola got some more comments there, guys, coming in from Pep Guardiola as we speak. Pep Guardiola said this. He says, normally I have to say I don't play with 2 strikers, rarely. I would say I play with a false 9 for most of my career, but of course Julian Alvarez can play in a 2, especially when the defence is so deep with 5 at the back, he can do it. Julian Alvarez will be important, of course, but today versus Chelsea in the Premier League, with the game this was obviously the other day. Maybe in the last minutes we could have helped to increase our rhythm, but we'd already made all our substitutions, so that's why, but he will be important. The players maybe don't believe it, not Julian in general, but I trust them a lot. I rely on them, maybe more than they rely on themselves, about the quality in everything a lot. So Pep Guardiola kind of ruling out the 2 strikers. I don't play with 2 strikers, rarely. I play with false 9 most of my career. You know what I mean? He's kind of ruled out playing 2 strikers there. He's kind of ruled it out. Is there a comment there that I missed? No. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing Haaland and Alvarez, Negredo, Aguero situation anytime soon. I've got to say, I always say this, right, but that Negredo-Aguero combination was incredible. That's some of the best football I've ever seen. That direct football, get it straight to the strikers. Negredo and Aguero had the best link-up I've ever seen, and they were frightening. They were frightening. When we had Negredo when he was in that hot form, wow, what a player he was. Until he got injured, which was a real shame. Ruled it out unless it's a back 5. Yeah, it still doesn't sound convincing though, does it, Craig? Doesn't sound convincing. Do you reckon ASM is an option? Nah, I don't think ASM is an option. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's good enough for the top teams. I think he's too chaotic, and I think when you're at the top, you need that control. You know, I mean, nah, not for me. Leao is the only option. Sane, Jesus, Sterling was iconic. It was. I really like that front 3. That was a very, very good front 3. So what we're saying, do we rest Haaland tomorrow? I'm going to do another poll on this one, actually. Because we're not going to play Haaland and Alvarez. He's basically ruled it out. Play Alvarez. Right, guys. Paul. Rest Haaland, play Alvarez. Yes or no? That makes pure sense. Right, there we go. Paul is in the chat. Let me know. Would you rest Erling Haaland tomorrow and play Alvarez? Or would you not rest Haaland? And would you keep Alvarez on the bench and play Haaland? Unless you wanted to play Alvarez right wing, maybe you could do that. But I don't know. I just don't see it. Play both. To play both, you'd have to play Alvarez right wing. And I don't think he's going to do that. A lot of people want Alvarez to play tomorrow. A lot of people want Alvarez to play tomorrow. I think what you could do, yeah, Craig says I'd rest Haaland in the games this week and play him against United. You could always start Alvarez tomorrow. Maybe throw Haaland on for the last 10 minutes. Start Alvarez against Southampton. To be honest with you, I think it's kind of weird because it would have really helped if the games were opposite. But I think you could play Alvarez and Haaland together against Southampton. I think you could do that. We done it against we done it against Forest, and it worked well. It worked really well. Got some more comments coming in. Got some more comments coming in from Pep Guardiola. He said this. He says, when you want to fight to be in all the competitions, you need everyone. It depends on them, how they perform on the pitch, how they perform in the locker room, their mood. They will have more chances to play. Otherwise, it will be other people to play. We've heard a lot of this from Pep about attitude, fitness levels, training. You know what I mean? He's saying it again there. It really, really feels to me like Pep Guardiola is trying to get these boys wound up and ready to fire. Do you know what I mean? And if it works, then prepare yourself, whoever our opposition is, because you're in for a big game. You're in for a big game. If it doesn't work, it can be difficult when you say stuff like that. It can. But I do feel like Pep's like trying to wind them up, you know what I mean? To get them going. Yes, James. Laganka with a $4.49 donation with that GOAT badge as well. Says, evening, Lewis. I've decided that watching Hibs lose away to Motherwell is a good idea. My first away day of the year. Yes, LFG. Also, hope City win. Yes, bro. Hopefully you had a good day, man. Yeah, man, and hopefully City get that dub tomorrow, get themselves into the next round of the cup. Obviously, Liverpool got a replay against Wolves at the Molineux. That ain't easy. United are through. Tottenham are through. Tottenham are through, or they play tomorrow? Tottenham win today. Tottenham won 1-0 against Portsmouth. What an exciting game that was. 1-0. But they're through. A win's a win. That don't really matter. Who else is our rivals? Newcastle are out. Chelsea we play tomorrow. United are through. Liverpool have got a replay. Tottenham are through. Is that our Arsenal? What are Arsenal saying? Arsenal play on Monday away at Oxford United. Okay, interesting. Have we got any more quotes from Senor Pep Guardiola? Pep Guardiola on chants about Calvin Phillips' weight. He has a big sense of humour. It was funny from the Chelsea fans. Fucking hell, man. What's Pep done to this guy? What's Pep done to this guy, man? It's crazy. It's crazy. Buzzing. Yeah, so that's my team anyway. Just to recap, my team that I'd play tomorrow if I was Pep Guardiola was Ortega, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Laporte and Cancelo, Calvin Phillips, Bernardo, Foden. I would go Mahrez, I'd go Alvarez and I'd go Grealish. That would be my team for tomorrow. I think it's very strong. You got a few players rested. Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland rested in there as well. And then we can get ready to go again on Wednesday against Southampton in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. The draw, remember the draw tomorrow is before the game. I'm not exactly sure what time it is. But we'll be live for the draw. We're going live at 3:30, an hour before kickoff. I don't know what time the draw is. If the draw's before that, we'll be live before that. But yeah, just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. The draw's at 4 PM. All right, there you go then. Buzzing. We'll be live anyway, so that's a chiller. That's a chiller then. I'd give Palmer a game. I want to give Palmer a game, Sam, but I need to win this football match and Mahrez is in hot form. Maybe if you do get a goal up, 2 goals up, if you're lucky, you can bring him on. Maybe you could start him away at Southampton. I don't know. Why you got headphones on? What you listening to, says Matty. I'm listening to the tunes, bro. These tunes here, yeah. These tunes, I kind of like listening to them when I'm just talking to myself. Because you got to understand, I'm just talking to myself here, right? Talking about City. So, the tunes help with the rhythm. I don't know, I'm chatting. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining me, man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. We'll be live tomorrow, 3:30. get that team news reaction. Massive, massive game again tomorrow. Make sure you bring the energy. Make sure you bring the hype. The last one against Chelsea in the league was sick. Stream was mega. Likes were incredible. It was a sick stream. Got the win as well, which is buzzing. Let's bring it again tomorrow, man. Let's get into that next round of the FA Cup. Let's get 2 wins back-to-back. 2 wins against Chelsea back-to-back. That's mega. And then we can go into that Southampton game and try and get ourselves into the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. It's absolutely massive. If you're not with us with the watch along tomorrow, enjoy the game, enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit, people. 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.